the other members in this committee here today, I have already made my assessment of the situation. That is why I filed this bill. Mr. Chair, I came to this committee hearing today on the basis, I filed this bill on the basis of our previous deliberations. We've already seen, in my opinion, clear facts that they have violated what I categorize as two kinds of violations. On Section 4 and 7 of their franchise regarding fake news and such, red tagging. On the corporate transgressions for their failure to report sale transfer of controlling interest under Section 10, failure to abide by the dispersal requirement under Section 11, both of which, by the way, have ipso facto revocation provisions. And of course, Section 12, for their failure to follow reportorial requirements. I came here today with this committee, with this bill, expecting a tackling mostly on the legal portions. But I'm surprised to see now, Mr. Chair, based on the interpellation of Congresswoman Castro, Congressman Manuel, Congresswoman Brosas, that still they continue to violate Section 4 and 7. Still, nakikita po natin, tuloy pa rin po yung kanilang mga ganitong programa online, despite numerous attempts to fix that in the deliberations. And I am similarly irked by the statements made today by our resource persons. Before I go into the meat of the bill that I have proposed, to really thresh out and hopefully persuade my fellow members here to vote yes on this bill, I would like to give the opportunity to our resource persons. I guess I will go backwards, so that it's still fresh in our memory. Maybe ask Mr. Chair, Attorney Tolentino, while I think we have agreed that Congress has the power, I am very curious as to the jurisprudence he is citing here today. Mr. Chair, maybe ask the good attorney, what particular, not the GR number, what is the case title po?
Attorney Tolentino, case title po.
The case title, Mr. Chair, is Manila International Port Terminal versus Philippine Port Authority, GR number 196199, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair, regarding that, which is the law regarding franchises that they are challenging? What is the action for po?
Again, Mr. Chair.
The facts of the case, the antecedents. What happened in this case? What are they arguing against? Anong franchise po ang binigay sa Ports Authority?
That is with respect to it's about the Ports Authority, Mr. Chair.
Okay, Mr. Chair, anong nangyari po?
But this jurisprudence talks about franchise in general.
Mr. Chair, may I just clarify? I want to know the antecedents of the case. The antecedent facts. Ano po yung violation ng Ports Authority, ng Manila International, yung complainants? Manila Ports.
It's about
What?
Manila Port Authority, Mr. Chair. I
Ano
can
yung-
explain in details. I will give the complete copy of the decision, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair,
So-
this is my problem. My problem with the legal counsel that SMNI has selected is that they tend to nitpick and choose portions which they would now claim. It goes the same with SMNI News. They will choose portions to cite as truth that matters. But when you go into the whole picture, he can't even tell us the facts of the case. Mr. Chair, because I'm confident the Supreme Court will never say that Congress cannot repeal franchises. Alam ko yan. Alam ko yan sa law school. To now cite a case, which I'm pretty sure, Philippine Ports Authority, this is an executive agency exercising regulatory powers over that industry. It cannot be compared to a legislative franchise granted by Congress under the Constitution. Mr. Chair, I take exception to all of these manners of fake news, fake sources. Mr. Chair, I am honestly fed up. I wish to cite this as an example. He is citing jurisprudence which he has not understood fully. Mr. Chair, very simple. What are the facts of the case? What is the transgression of Manila ports? What is the action of the Philippine Ports Authority? How is that related to legislative franchises? I'm pretty sure, Mr. Chair, the Supreme Court here cited legislative franchises only to say that an executive agency cannot act on its own on transgressions such as that. But
Mr.
never does it say that the Congress cannot repeal franchises. Can you cite, Mr. Chair?
Okay, Mr. Chair.
What can Congress is there a particular provision in that jurisprudence that says Congress cannot repeal franchises?
Okay, it says here, Mr. Chair.
No, the question is yes or no.
Yes,
Muna,
Mr. Chair, yes.
does it say there that Congress cannot?
The Congress can amend, but subject to the due process clause of the Philippine
Alright.
Constitution.
Mr. Chair, may we hear the
Okay.
provision? Sige,
Oh, yes.
Cite-
Okay.
Okay, can you now read?
We have also characterized the legislative power to grant and regulate franchise as being subject to due process. It says here, we acknowledge the power of Congress to impose restriction on franchise. We also noted that no enactment of Congress may contravene the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. Congress may very well, in its wisdom, impose additional obligation on the various franchisees and accordingly delegate to the NTC the power to ensure that the broadcast station comply with their obligations under the law. Because broadcast media enjoys lesser degree of free expression
Wait,
protection.
Mr. Chair, this
You're
is
talking,
the Philippine Court.
sandali lang. You're talking of Philippine Port Authority in Manila. Paano ka napunta dyan sa...
No, it cites here also, Mr. Chair, because the Supreme Court decision is focusing on the power of the Congress with respect to the franchise, Mr. Chair.
Yes, but you
And
know...
the Supreme Court also
No.
what is
Yung
the franchise.
binabasa nyo ba'y bahagi ba yan o interpretasyon nyo na yan?
Can I
No. You have to answer the question.
Chair.
You know, kasi babalik ka na
It's
naman
part,
doon sa...
Mr. Chair.
That is part of that particular
Yes.
GR that you mentioned.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Can we take a look at your...
Can I email to
No,
the Honorable-
can we take a look now?
Mr. Chair?
Can I ask the COMSEC?
Most respectfully, Mr. Chair,
Yes.
maybe just ask him how to explain how that is related to the
Correct,
Philippine Court.
because you're talking of broadcast.
I assume
You're
our
talking
compañero
about...
read the case.
Ano naman ang connection ho ng broadcast yun sa Philippine Ports Authority?
No, Mr. Chair, the Supreme Court explained the nature of a franchise.
Yes, so why did they particular mention about broadcast?
I was not able to read the complete details,
Yeah.
Mr. Chair, because it's too long, Mr. Chair. But I can explain, Mr. Chair, that the constitutional nature of the franchise.
We
Mr.
have to
Chair.
validate yung binabasa ho niyo. Pasensya lang po, Attorney Mark.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Hindi man po tayo nagano, pero medyo tahilis ho kasi yung binabasa niyo eh. Okay, we cannot see how they can include that in a decision that has nothing to do with broadcast or anything else. So maybe I would like to,
Can I email this, Mr.
Yes.
Chair? to
yes,
the
I would suggest, can you just send us a copy? And we're checking our records now. Yes, okay, Congressman Rog, can we please proceed because we will not, I can't accept his that explanation
Mr. Chair,
because I think it's not, I think he's reading from something else.
Mr.
So
Chair.
can you now proceed?
Yes, thank you. I will
Ah.
proceed. On the last point lang, no, it's very possible that our good Pañero is reading an obiter. Or perhaps he's reading the background to support in our Supreme Court cases, sometimes there's second, third sources already.
Yes.
So I think for him to, regardless if that is the case, without a sufficient explanation of how that ruling would apply here, kasi sa case pa lang, Philippine ports, tapos biglang may NTC,
Ah.
without satisfactorily
It's a-
explaining to us, I don't think it would persuade anyone here in this.
Yes, and I don't think the Supreme Court rules on obiters. Is that the right term?
Yes,
They
obiter.
do not rule on that.
Mr. Chair, and more specifically, even if we were
Chair,
to
can I
take,
sub-
Mr. Chair, if we were to take that quote on its face value, it's talking about due process. But never does it say anything about Congress not having the capacity under the Constitution to revoke franchise. This, what we are doing here, my dear colleague members, is due process. Ito po yung ginagawa natin. This is due process we are doing under legislative process. Now, with that,